Have you ever woken up one morning, looked in the mirror, and thought to yourself, when did I start feeling this old? It's not just the wrinkles or the grey hair, it's that quiet heaviness in your body, the energy that doesn't come as easily as it used to, and the little aches that remind you every day that time is passing. Life after 70 is not always easy, and pretending otherwise doesn't help. But here's the thing, facing reality head on, instead of ignoring it, is what gives us the power to live with strength, dignity, and independence. That's exactly what we're talking about today, because once you pass 70, life changes in ways many people don't like to admit. These changes can feel brutal at times, but they don't have to define you. By understanding what's happening to your body, your mind, and even your relationships, you can take real steps to stay independent, protect your health, and keep enjoying life on your own terms. So let's talk about the first big reality. Energy isn't what it used to be. It's one of the most common things people notice after 70, that sudden drop in stamina. Tasks that once felt effortless now take planning. Something as simple as shopping for groceries, climbing stairs, or even keeping up with the grandkids can leave you feeling drained. And here's the truth. It's not just old age. Much of that fatigue comes from habits that can be improved. Hydration, balanced nutrition, gentle daily movement, and prioritizing sleep are the foundations. The body may not recover as quickly, but it still responds beautifully when you treat it right. Think about it. A short daily walk, a glass of water, when you wake up, cutting down on sugar. These small changes fuel the body in ways that add up, even at 70, 80, or beyond. The second reality is one people don't like to talk about: muscle loss. After 70, the body naturally starts losing muscle mass, and that makes everyday independence more difficult. Lifting a pot from the stove, standing up from a chair, or catching your balance after tripping, all of these depend on muscle strength. Many seniors ignore this until it's too late, and a fall or injury forces them to realize how fragile they've become. But here's the empowering side. Muscle loss is not a one-way street. You don't need a gym membership or heavy weights. Even simple bodyweight exercises, like sitting and standing from a chair without using your hands, or practicing balance by standing on one leg for a few seconds, help keep your muscles alive and your body steady. The key is consistency. A little bit every day beats doing nothing at all. And then there's the third reality, which is more emotional, but just as real: loneliness. Many people over 70 quietly struggle with feeling invisible. Friends pass away, children and grandchildren are busy with their own lives, and the social connections that once filled the days slowly fade. Loneliness isn't just a sad feeling, it's linked to poorer health outcomes, faster cognitive decline, and even a shorter lifespan. But you're not powerless here. Staying connected doesn't have to mean big social events or forcing yourself into places you don't want to be. It can be as simple as calling a friend, joining a small community activity, or even learning something new online where people your age are sharing experiences. Connection doesn't look the same for everyone, but it's vital for everyone. When you think about these three realities: low energy, muscle loss, and loneliness, they can sound harsh at first, but each one comes with a choice. You can let them take over, or you can take simple, practical steps to push back. The truth is, life after 70 doesn't have to be about decline. It can be about wisdom, about intentional living, about making every day count more than ever. One of the hardest truths to face after 70 is how quickly health can slip away if we don't guard it. Small problems that once would have been brushed off now seem to grow bigger, faster. A cold takes longer to shake. A small stumble can turn into a fractured bone. And even something as routine as forgetting your glasses can start to feel like the first sign of memory loss. The body after 70 is more delicate, but that doesn't mean it's broken. It means it needs extra care, like an old, cherished car that requires regular maintenance to keep running smoothly. You wouldn't let your car go years without a tune-up. So why treat your body any differently? Regular checkups, Paying attention to symptoms instead of ignoring them, and sticking with preventive care can save years of frustration later. Another reality many people don't talk about is digestion. After 70, your digestive system simply doesn't work as quickly as it once did. Foods you used to enjoy without a second thought might now cause bloating, indigestion, or constipation. This can feel discouraging, but it's a signal, not a sentence. It's the body's way of saying it needs lighter, fresher fuel. Adding fiber-rich foods like vegetables, whole grains, and fruits, staying hydrated, and cutting back on heavy, greasy meals makes a massive difference. Think of it like upgrading your diet to match the season of life you're in. You don't need to give up all your favorites, but adjusting the balance can turn those uncomfortable days into healthier, more comfortable ones. And here's another brutal but honest truth: balance and coordination are not the same as they were before. The risk of falling is real, and it can change everything in an instant. Many people over 70 underestimate how much their sense of balance has declined until they have that one bad fall. But you don't have to wait for that moment to start strengthening it. Simple things like standing near a counter and lifting one foot for a few seconds, practicing slow heel two-toe walking across a room, or even taking up gentle activities like Tai Chi can rebuild balance and coordination. It's not just about preventing falls, it's about moving through your day with more confidence, knowing your body can still support you. Then there's the reality of memory and mental sharpness. Everyone misplaces their keys or forgets a name once in a while, but after 70, these lapses can feel more worrying. It's natural to wonder, am I losing myself? The truth is, the brain is like a muscle. It needs exercise, stimulation, and care. Reading, solving puzzles, learning a new skill, or even something as simple as having stimulating conversations can keep those mental pathways strong. And don't underestimate the role of sleep, diet, and movement in protecting memory. Your brain is deeply connected to your physical health, so every step you take to care for your body also protects your mind. Each of these challenges health fragility, digestive changes, balance struggles, and memory concerns might sound like they're painting a grim picture, but the reality is, every one of them comes with a key that you can hold in your hand. When you treat your health like something worth protecting, when you fuel your body with the right foods, when you actively work on your balance, and when you keep your mind engaged, you're not just surviving after 70, you're building the foundation to thrive. As we move further into the realities of life after 70, another truth comes into view: the body recovers more slowly than it once did. You might notice that a small cut, a bruise, or even a common cold lingers longer than expected. This isn't weakness, it's simply biology. The body's repair systems aren't as fast, but that doesn't mean they're gone. What it does mean is that rest, nutrition, and self-care become non-negotiable. Gone are the days when you could push through without giving your body time to heal. Now, healing requires patience, listening to your body, and allowing yourself the grace to slow down when needed. It's not about giving in, it's about giving your body what it truly needs to stay strong. Another reality that can't be ignored is the financial pressure that often comes with aging. Retirement, medical expenses, or even helping family members can stretch resources thin. Stress about money weighs heavily on health, and it can feel overwhelming when the numbers don't add up. But this too is something you can face with clarity instead of fear. Downsizing, budgeting with intention, or finding creative ways to cut costs without cutting joy can make a world of difference. Many seniors discover that living with less actually gives them more freedom, not in possessions, but in peace of mind. It's not about how much you have, but how wisely you manage what you do of. And then, perhaps the hardest reality of all, loss. After 70, many people are faced with saying goodbye to lifelong friends, partners, or family members. Grief becomes a part of life, and while it never gets easier, it can be transformed. Carrying those memories, honoring those connections, and still finding ways to live with love in your heart, that is the true strength of this season of life. Loss can close doors, but it can also open space for deeper connections with those who remain, or even with new people who bring fresh light into your life. Longevity isn't just about the years you have left, it's about the meaning you create in them. When you step back and look at these realities, slower recovery, financial stress, and the pain of loss, they might seem like heavy burdens, but in each of them lies an opportunity to adapt, to grow, and to embrace life with a deeper sense of purpose. Recovery teaches patience, financial challenges teach resourcefulness, loss teaches gratitude for the moments you still have. The truth is, life after 70 isn't about pretending everything is the same as it was at 40 or 50. It's about embracing the stage you're in with honesty, wisdom, and courage. Independence doesn't come from ignoring reality, it comes from working with it. And health doesn't come from wishing for youth, it comes from honoring the body and mind you have today. So, if you've been feeling discouraged, I want you to remember this: small choices matter more now than ever before. Choosing to walk instead of sit, to eat fresh instead of processed, to call a friend instead of staying